Come on! Come on! That's what I'm talking about, you guys. What an amazing victory right in the end. That second half performance from the boys today, absolutely out of this world, because we can't forget, these guys still aren't fully fit. The amount of injuries that were picked up in the game today. The amount of players still playing on half-empty tanks as well too. The dedication from the boys in the team cannot be faulted. They came through in that second half. Tuchel made the right substitutions to help change the entire tactical nature against Aston Villa, you guys, and the players did the rest to secure the win for us. Wow, I'm so happy, so ecstatic, you guys, especially after that first half where, you know, Villa were really causing quite a lot of threat. Now, there weren't many shots on target from them. However, time and time again, we were seeing Watkins and Ings making runs in behind our wing-backs time and time again, really stretching us as well too, and isolating our defence. Not too many times you see teams doing that, so I will give some credit to Aston Villa for their performance in that first half. You know, when they got that first goal too, absolute fluke fashion, even though they were, you know, creating that danger, you're just thinking to yourself, please, what even is this month? This misfortune still can't keep continuing. It doesn't make any sense anymore. You know, targets crossed, deflects off Reece James, who in the first half didn't have the greatest of performances. You know, some of his crossing inside the box was not on target. It wasn't on point. And at times, Sue was getting caught too further up the field, leaving tons of space in behind for Watkins to run into. So it was no surprise that he played that part, in which he of course scored our own goal. But then I have to say too, when I heard the commentators criticising Edouard Mendy for not being able to make a save to that, I was just thinking, what the hell am I even hearing? We all know that black keepers have to be nigh on perfect every single week they play. Hearing the criticism for that deflection, I was just thinking, you know, what type of like ultra instinct cut type of reactions was he supposed to have then? That deflection could have gone absolutely anywhere, so it made absolutely no sense. But after that goal goes in, our performance, you know, it was a bit too tepid. Time and time again, we kept playing ball to feet, ball to feet, ball to feet, which is very easy to defend against. So it's ironic that we get back into the game in the first half, and how did we get there? One of the few balls in behind throughout that entire first half, and of course it comes courtesy of Hudson-Odoi winning that penalty for us. You know, Hudson-Odoi has so many impressive, important attacking contributions for the team. You know, he's an assist merchant for us. We see it with the stats. We see what he does in the final third. And this is why we've all wanted to see this guy play consistently down the left wing. He wins the penalty for us. Up steps the ever reliable, you know, the warrior. And I'm going to call Jorginho warrior, yeah, because this guy has not been fit this entire month, yet he's still doing his bit for the team. He had to score that penalty for us in that first half if we had any chance of potentially securing the 3 points. And of course, he disposed of that penalty in typical classy, composed fashion. And to make it 1-1 before half-time, that was the impetus we needed. So credit to Jorginho, even though he did struggle at times. It did feel like Aston Villa were able to, you know, really just create pressures against him. A few times he lost possession and they were creating counterattacks from that. But, you know, I'm not going to be criticising Jorginho when he's not fully fit. So let's keep things realistic, you guys. So the second half comes and I'm just praying that I see something from the team. In that first half, Pulisic playing as a striker. I think we can all agree that Pulisic is not a striker whatsoever. He's not being used as a false nine. He's not dropping deeper to create spaces in behind for your Mounts and your Hudson-Odoi to run into. He's just being absolutely wasted. So it felt like we were attacking with 10 men throughout that entire game. And, you know, if you're playing with a man short, your chances of winning games in this league, they get a lot slimmer. So in the second half, Tuchel made the right substitution. Off came Chalobah, who, you know, wasn't off for being poor. I thought he was good in that first half. Many clutch blocks for us time and time again. But we needed to be able to pin back Aston Villa more because they were creating too much down the flanks. So Pulisic moving to right wing back, where in this type of system where, you know, Villa were just defending so much, essentially it was kind of like playing with like a back four at times anyway. And seeing Pulisic playing on the right hand side, he came to life. My God, like the quality of our play in that second half, ridiculous. You know, the speed of those wide rotations, especially down that right hand side, the link up between Kante, Pulisic, Mount, lots of first touch passes. Villa couldn't cope. We were getting in behind the defensive line time and time again as well, and that was great to see. But one of the big changes in the second half was Romelu Lukaku coming on to change the entire complexion of the game. We needed a striker. You know, if you're going to be playing balls in the box ball's direct to the striker, you need to have that focal point up there. And that's why we spent 100 million on Lukaku this summer. And today, you guys, he did not disappoint whatsoever. Great performance from him. And is it any surprise that Lukaku was the one who made it 2-1 for us? Now, it was a nice bit of play down the left-hand side. Jorginho played a nice quick pass to Hudson-Odoi, knowing that he was free. And Hudson, at that time and space, you just don't give it to him because the guy's dip with his crosses. You know, his efficiency in the final third is ridiculous. It's mad. That cross he made for Lukaku, put it in the perfect danger zone. And I don't know what the hell Mings was doing, but he was not ready physically to be coping against Lukaku whatsoever in that moment. You know, Lukaku, you know, scoring a headed goal, I was personally happy to see that. I've seen 10 billion crosses played throughout this entire month and nothing's been done from them whatsoever. So Lukaku scoring that deft, nice head in the bottom right corner, that was the way to go, you guys. But after that, making it 2-1, our performance has went up tenfold in that second half as well too, and Villa's threat was getting more decreased. And you're just thinking, this game's in our favour. All we have to do now is just sit back a bit deeper, soak up a bit of pressure, and just open Villa up in the counter-attack. And boy, did we have some opportunities in that second half that weren't taken advantage of. You guys know my thoughts, opinions behind like how I feel our attacking players at times are not getting the best out of, but that doesn't take away from the fact that our players still miss some ridiculous opportunities. Culprit number one being Mason Mount. I thought it was actually sick play from him to just quickly get that touch ahead of Martinez, then to skip past him. But then I'm sorry, if you're knowing you're going for that net, yeah, you have to score. With an opportunity like that, you have to score. There's no excuses. Lukaku and Hudson-Odoi were in better positions then for a pass, and that's guaranteed to make it 3-1 a lot earlier in the game. Now, I'm on Mason, I'm passing to Lukaku, let him bag. The guy bags against Aston Villa every single time. And to be fair, I was a bit disappointed in Mason then for not coming up on top in that moment. You know, he has to improve in there sometimes. I think finishing is the last thing that Mason just needs to, you know, really go to the next level. I mean, he's not nowhere near there just yet. He's on a high level right now for his age, but he still has a ton more to learn, and that's the exciting thing about having young players like him in your team. After that, there was another great opportunity as well too, because during that time, you were starting to open up Aston Villa more and more in the counter-attack, and this is where Lukaku comes to life. There was one great play from Kovacic who came on to replace N'Golo Kante, because, you know, Kante, you can't afford to risk him and overuse him. It was the right sub to make at the right time. Kova came on, tons of space to drive into. Lukaku spearheaded the counter-attack, and then he just, you know, laid off Kovacic with a perfectly deft weighted pass. Kova, with the guy's skill in tight areas, you know, of course he creates another opening, but just taking another little touch inside the box then to set up Hudson-Odoi with one of the best setups all season. And this is right at the end. And did Callum bury it? He didn't. He didn't. I don't know, it was a terrible shot right at the goalkeeper, even though he was just like unmarked, literally 5 yards away. Tons of options around him. There needs to be more conviction behind that shot then. And that's the one thing Callum will improve on, 100%. And this is why I've always been an advocate for him playing down the left-hand side, because more experience playing in that position means that when you get in better zones like that on the fields, then of course you have a much higher probability of taking your chance and scoring. For me, you know, he basically created 2 assists in this game today. Created so much for us just with his passing and stuff. I definitely think that he can go another level himself. You know, I'm missing the drive with his dribbles, which he was just synonymous with back when he was a team. You know, I'm looking at Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid. I'm seeing what he's doing with his runs. I know Callum has that in his game, but he needs to start expressing himself more like that on the field, in my opinion. But regardless, this was a great performance from Callum, who, with his first game after how long, especially after catching, you know, Rona as well too. But you're just thinking, okay, you know, we've been there before time and time again. The opportunities are piling up. We're not burying them, we're not scoring them. Aston Villa are bound to get some fake luck right near the end. No, I mean, they basically got a goal for nothing from Reece James earlier. But again, you know, this is why teams don't like to play open games against us, because if you play an open game against us, even when we're 50%, we will punish you. Lukaku was set up again, spearheading another counter-attack, destroyed target on the floor as well, and Konsa's only option left was just to take him out with a foul from behind, which is quite nonsensical in my opinion, but it worked in our favour, so I'm not complaining, you guys. Of course, in sets, Jorginho, he was just clattered just 5 minutes before that play even set. And of course, you just know he was bound to score that typical classy penalty, and it's just mad the amount of penalties that we create under Thomas Tuchel. I don't think we've created this many under any other managers of my recollection. I think maybe Ancelotti back in the day was one, but yeah, I can't really remember, you guys. But we create a ridiculous amount of penalties, and Jorginho is looking set to potentially be our top goal scorer again in the Premier League. But I get what a comeback from the lads today, you guys. What a fight back. Really proud of the team today. You know, even though I feel like the title challenge is just maybe one more step ahead of us, you know, just the desire, the dedication to keep fighting and never saying stop, never saying no. I mean, that's why I'm a Chelsea fan, man, and this is why I take so kindly to this team. So you guys, on that note, I think we got the perfect Christmas present to top off this whole year. I'm EFC, this is Blue Line CV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.